Today we are reacting to Gordon Ramsay Beef Wellington, together with my friend Chef James. Hello, Chef James.
Hey Vincenzo, hey everybody, I'm doing great. Today is going to be a fun video to review and I can't wait to do it with all of you.
James and I have already reacted to some Jamie Oliver videos, so make sure you go and watch them on my channel and James' channel. But we have never reacted to Gordon Ramsay together. So I hope he knows how to make Beef Wellington, because he doesn't know how to make Italian food. So James, what do you think? Is he gonna do a good job?
Gordon normally does a good job. Beef Wellington is within Gordon Ramsay's cuisine. This is something that he has perfected and I think you'll be happy to see this today.
James, I'm very excited. I cannot wait to react to this video.
It has to be the ultimate indulgence, one of my all-time favourite main courses, and it would definitely be on my Last Supper menu. My version is a lot lighter and sexier, and for Christmas I'm going to give it an added twist. First off, the fillet of beef. Now, look at it, it's beautiful. First, the most important part is to sear it. Salt, pepper. The fillet is the leanest and the most expensive cut of beef. It comes from underneath the lower backbone, a part of the animal which has very little muscle, and this is what makes it such a tender cut. Very, very hot.
I like how he says Christmas and sexy. They go so well together.
Yeah, well...
But I can feel it. He's going to do a good job.
This is something that is Gordon's forte, so he knows exactly what he's doing. He can perfect it. So, Vincenzo, in Italy, is beef that common or is pork more common in Italy?
Yeah, it is common. It depends. Where I'm from, we love pork a lot more. If you're in Tuscany, there is, I would say, the Florentine steak from Florence. The big 1 kilo T-bone from
good.
Tuscany.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's very good. But this one looks beautiful.
Oh no, beef tenderloin is delicious. I mean, a lot of people don't like beef tenderloin because it doesn't have, some say, as much flavor because it's not on the bone. And for me, it's one of my favorite cuts. It doesn't have any, well, it has very little, I should say, sinew. It has very little ligaments, tendons. It's the most tender cut of the beef.
And I would go for this more than a steak with a bone. I know it's weird, but I would love this.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. When I go to a restaurant, unless it's something that I haven't tried before, unless it's something that I know is good, like say oxtail or anything like this, if they have solo mio, which is beef tenderloin on the menu, I normally have it.
Yeah, good. We can go out for lunch together.
Yeah, we can.
Pan, olive oil, and literally roll it around the pan. We're not cooking the beef, we're just searing it, which will really help to give another layer of flavour and beef in.
Do you agree with the fact he's adding the salt and pepper now? I guess it's personal, I like to add salt and pepper to the meat at the end.
Well, normally when you sear any meat or anything, you don't heavily season it with salt, but you can just season it with salt before you sear it. The pepper, on the other hand, it depends on the method that you're going to be using. If you're going to be using, say, a little bit of cracked pepper and you're using a pan, a sauté pan to sear it, that runs a lower risk of burning the black pepper than, say, an open flame.
Yeah.
So if this was a grill...
You did use lots of salt too.
Yeah, but you have to think that you have to season literally every aspect of this dish because there's a lot of different aspects going here. So at the end, when you taste the dish and everything, obviously you don't want it to be over seasoned, but it's something that you learn, cooking with all the years and everything, how much salt you need to add. Not only that, but at the end this normally goes with a sauce. So, it adds to it as well.
Lovely. Now use the side of the pan so the beef sears down the back when you tilt it. It's a secret to get it done quickly. It gives that really nice roasted flavour. Delicious. Once you've got the colour,
Beautiful.
Lift up the beef and sear it on top.
Look how tender it is. So tender.
Yeah, no, it is.
So tender. You can feel it. You can see.
Yeah, you can definitely tell, with the beef tenderloin, it doesn't have a lot to hold it up. It's super
chewy parts,
tender.
so...
Now, the thing that Gordon is doing is that he wants to sear this super quick. So he's using the sauté pan in such a way that he's also using the sides. So instead of just searing one side, he's trying to sear two sides at a time because he doesn't want to cook this too much.
He wants medium rare in the middle, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sear it on the bottom. Out and onto the plate.
Wow, look at that.
English mustard. What this does now, it gives it a bit of heat. Just lightly brush the mustard over the beef. So really important that you do this as the beef comes straight out of the pan. And as the beef starts to cool down, it absorbs all that heat from the mustard. Horseradish is a really nice alternative as well. Just leave that to sit.
I was gonna say, you need that meat to absorb the mustard, do you? Or can you replace the mustard with something else?
Well, like Ramsay was saying, is that you can use horseradish if you don't want to use mustard. You can substitute it. I'm sure that even if you wanted to try even wasabi, you probably could if you wanted to make more of an Asian.
It won't be the same thing.
No, it won't be. But if you wanted to change it a little bit, you could.
I mean, it's not putting lots, and I guess it gets us absorbed, so you should not be able to taste it that much, right?
It's not going to be like a spoonful, I should say. It'll be there.
It's got a kick. It will have a kick there.
It adds a little bit of a kick, yeah, just a little bit of a spice. So if you don't like it, you don't have to use it.
No, I'm asking because he made pasta recently and he used lots of butter. So I just was wondering if he's going to use the same amount of butter he used in the pasta, but instead use the mustard on the steak.
No.
He's not going to do that.
No, I don't think so.
And relax. As the fillet rests, prepare the filling, which is called a duxelle. Put 700 grams of chestnut mushrooms into a blender. Add a chopped clove of garlic. Season with salt and pepper, and blitz.
Whoa.
Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without chestnuts. And just crumble them in to the mushrooms. The chestnut's sweet, nutty flavour.
Oh, wow.
And because they contain more starch, they have a much softer texture that is perfect for the filling.
I'm loving this. I can go there with a spoon right now and eat it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
No, it is. Normally you don't add nuts to the duxelle. It's just mushrooms, well, some shallots, maybe white wine, mushrooms, salt. But what Gordon here is doing is trying to add like that Christmassy feel to it.
He took it to the next level, I have to say. I mean, the chestnut is a very good touch.
Even here during Christmas or during the winter time in Spain, you'll see people on the streets roasting chestnuts.
In Italy, it's the same, and chestnuts are so beautiful during the cold, when it's cold, the cold season. During the cold season, the first thing you think of is chestnuts, you know?
That smells amazing. Smells like Christmas.
Yeah.
Cook in a hot, dry pan. This removes the water from the mushrooms and intensifies the flavour.
I guess it's an important step to do.
Yeah, no, this is because you want to get rid of as much moisture as possible. What Ramsay is doing, he's doing basically a cheat. This is the easy way of doing it. I mean, you could even chop this up by hand, but if you have a food processor, it saves you a lot of time.
It's easier. I would have given some flavor to the mushrooms, maybe cook them, you know, and put some parsley and salt, some butter.
What you can do is you can add like shallots, thyme, white wine, you can add all these things, yeah?
Yes.
But I think Gordon is trying to go for, well, at least for this recipe, something super simple and easy that you literally just blitz, you put in the pan, and you sweat the mushrooms.
Yeah, he wants it as dry as possible.
Yeah, this is going to go in a puff pastry later, and puff pastry does not need to be soggy. No, because you also have the juice from the beef.
You can see the water coming out instantly. Such an essential stage, really critical to the success of the Wellington, that you dry those mushrooms out and get rid of all that water. Take the mushrooms up even further, some fresh thyme in there, which will make it really nice and light and fragrant.
Nice.
When all the water's been fried off, remove from
Nice touch.
to cool. Then start assembling the Wellington.
This is very exciting, James.
Yeah, no, it is, definitely. I mean, with Gordon adding some fresh thyme to this, thyme is used a lot in French cuisine, also in England, so it just adds flavor to it.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah, no, it is.
Stage 1, wrapping the beef fillet. First of all, these wonderful slices of Parma ham. And look, beautiful.
Wow. Didn't know you put prosciutto in there.
Yeah, no,
It
Parma
must be
ham.
starched, the prosciutto.
Yeah, no, this is an alternative to making crepes, because normally with the welly, you make crepes, it becomes a little bulky, I should say. It becomes heavier. But the crepes, what they do is they help absorb a little bit of the moisture before the puff pastry does. So you have to be a little careful. I mean, the prosciutto, or the Parma ham in this case, is like, it's gonna add flavor. Yeah, it's salty, it's tasty.
Beautiful touch.
Yeah, no, and
Amazing.
it goes very well with it.
But it's interesting that he added peas and cream fraiche in carbonara, and now he's doing this beautiful thing with Beef Wellington.
Overlap it and set it there. So the secret of overlapping the Parma ham is to make sure it contains all those juices coming out of the beef. In the traditional recipe for beef Wellington, a thick chive and spring onion pancake is used instead of ham. But the Parma ham makes the dish much lighter, and its sweet, salty flavour really complements the mushroom and chestnut filling. Salty, just a little twist of pepper. And then from there, your mushrooms. And basically...
A little scrapey with the non-stick tray, but it's okay. I'm sure he has many of them.
Mushrooms go on. Use the back of the spoon to spread them nice and thinly. 1/2 inch from the ends. Rumples, no. Hop it.
Good dog. The thing is, he's not sharing with us the amount of ingredients he's using, so I would say just, I don't know, have fun, make extra, because the beautiful mushroom mix would have been good with anything else.
Oh no, I mean, if you have any duxelle left over, you can use it for other things. You can use it to make more beef wellies, you can use it as a base to make even, I don't want to say pasta, but something else.
Yeah, you can do pasta too. It would be beautiful for pasta, to be honest, a nice winter pasta.
Next, lay the beef on top and very carefully fold that over. Now, we're going to lift that up and wrap the beef nice and carefully. So all that mushroom and Parma ham is encasing the beef all the way over.
Bellissimo, wow, so beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Roll it nice and tight and go all the way over. The secret from here...
This is what I'm talking about. When I talk about respecting ingredients, traditions, this is when I see now Gordon doing this, I love it. I'm in love with Gordon right now, the way he's touching the ingredients and the way he's making love with the beef and the prosciutto, beautiful. This is when I see Gordon always do this, even to Italian food. Beautiful, I love it, well done.
Is to really let the cling film do the work. Just nip it at the ends and squeeze. And what we're doing is just creating this wonderful sort of cylinder shape off, and then just twist it nice and tightly. And the tighter it is, the more perfect the shape. Then place in the fridge for 15 minutes to firm up.
Love it.
Once it's set, it's ready for the final wrap. A little bit of cling film.
Oh wow, look at that.
It's good.
Beef. Now, very carefully,
Wow.
puff pastry over the beef until the two edges meet. Then trim off any excess pastry and twist the ends together to ensure the beef is completely sealed in its pastry case.
Yes, look, the puff pastry must be good. I know you can find lots of puff pastries out there. I would say get a good one in this case, a Christmas dish.
Yeah, no.
Going to the shop and just buy any puff pastry doesn't work that way. You know, try to get an artisan one.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I don't know if you've seen Adam Ragusa making his beef Wellington.
No.
Okay. He also made his puff pastry. And the thing is, you can make a simple puff pastry, an easy one, that's fine. But if you want to make one properly, it's going to take more than a day. It's going to take a lot of work.
To set that perfectly and get it really nice and firm, to make it really cylinder tight, cling film over and just pull that nice and tight.
I'm in love with Gordon. I want to kiss him now. Where are you, Gordon? Give me a kiss. He's making me excited.
Well, the thing is that Gordon's doing right now is that he's trying to get all the air out of the wrap, the beef Wellington, because he wants to make this, first of all, as perfectly cylindrical as possible, or as even as possible, I should say, because otherwise it's not going to cook evenly.
But the big secret behind this is that it can be done the night before. And the tighter the cling film, the better the shape. The more even the shape, the more even it cooks. Put it back in the fridge for 5 minutes to firm up again. Then take off the cling film, always like the perfect Christmas cracker. To give the pastry a lovely rich golden brown colour when it bakes, brush it with egg yolk. And then finally, you don't have to do this, but it's a chefy thing, a little bit of decoration. Back of the knife, down, and then just twist and mark the pastry. When it comes out of the oven, it's got that wow factor.
Now it's really showing off. Amazing. This is a beautiful touch to really decorate a beautiful Christmas dish. You know, you go on the table at Christmas and this gets presented to you. Wow. You know, a masterpiece.
No, it is. It is. With the beef wellies, normally you can also put like a little puff pastry lattice on top. So you cut out another puff pastry sheet and then you lay that on top, which is a little easier. Or you could just do something simple like this. with the back of the knife. But it has to be the back of the knife.
It's a nice touch.
Not the blade.
It's a nice touch.
Because if you use the blade, you'll cut the puff pastry.
You make a hole.
Yeah. And
Add a generous sprinkle of salt to ensure the pastry becomes lovely and crisp. Then bake in an oven at 200 degrees for around 35 minutes, depending on how rare you like your...
That was a lot of salt to me, to be honest. That's okay. I mean, I like salt. I'm not complaining. It's just that because I have kids now, I'm learning to eat with less salt.
yeah.
So you don't need that much salt. But that was a good amount of salt. My nonna would be happy. That's what my nonna will do. Yeah, put lots of salt.
Yeah, no, but this is another reason why you don't always want to eat out all the time, because you'll be surprised at how much salt like restaurants normally add to the food. It tastes really good.
Oh my God, yeah.
There's a reason why. We use a lot of salt. But what Gordon's doing is he's seasoned the beef fillet, he's seasoned the duxelle, the Parma ham is salted, the ham is salted, so it's already seasoned. And on top of it, he's added some salt Malden to the puff pastry. But
It's a lot.
it is.
But the puff pastry needs some salt. It does need some flavors.
It does, but using that salt Malden, because it has that texture to it, it makes everything delicious. I mean, it's not using fine table salt, you're using salt Malden, and it's just...
Yeah, good ones. Yes,
Oh, it has that crunch to it. It makes everything better.
Depending on how rare you like your beef. Once out of the oven, it's crucial you let the Wellington rest for at least 10 minutes. This allows the meat to relax and reabsorb,
Yeah, wow.
making sure it's tender and succulent.
Yeah, beautiful.
It is.
I liked how their salt reacted too. The salt is beautiful there. It looks like a beautiful, like sourdough bread loaf.
No, it is. It's like Beef Wellington. It's one of my favorite types of or puff pastry dishes. It's literally one of my favorite. Well, some say it's a French dish, some say it's an English dish. But in France, there's a lot of dishes that are in croûte or in pastry. You have like pâté en croûte, you have salmon en croûte, you also have beef or boeuf en croûte as well, which is another thing. So this is like a very posh, it's like one of those dishes like you only have once a year because it's not easy to make and it's
expensive
not cheap.
too. And
Yeah, no it is. In this video he had already made probably more than like a couple thousand Beef Wellingtons, literally. Because normally the Beef Wellington is on an English menu. Like, normally, in a good English restaurant or fine dining restaurant, it's on the menu.
They must have it. Yes, yeah.
It's common. So, an English chef, and Gordon's been trained in modern British cuisine and, French, it's going to be on the menu. So, it's one of those things that you know. Yeah. Have you ever had Beef Wellington, Vincenzo?
Yes, I did. When I lived in London, I worked for Italian restaurants, so I never cooked other cuisines, but I used to go out a lot. As you work in the restaurants, food is everything. So I didn't want to eat the food at the restaurants. I would always go out and try different things. I work in a pub as well for a couple of weeks, but that's a different story. It's not a pub food. It's like a more exclusive British dining. The pub, I never came across this, to be honest, in London. But in some good restaurants I did, and I enjoyed it.
Oh, that's good, because normally when you go to a pub you have like shepherd's pie, you have a lot of other things.
Huge schnitzel. Yeah, because you get drunk, you don't get what you eat.
Yeah, Scotch eggs. Yeah, no, you do. Yeah, you drink a lot in a British pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple pints of beer and, that's it.
That's right. I used to work in restaurants on Fulham Road, so that area was full of restaurants. The entire road full of restaurants. So it was beautiful to be able to work in that environment because you just want to eat all the time. You finish, before you go to work or after you go for a walk, you spot the restaurants you want to try, and on your day off, that's where you go.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I was in London, Berners Tavern is quite close to Soho, so I used to go to Soho, and there's a lot of pubs, and there's a lot of pubs in Soho, and of course there's a lot of alcoholics in Soho too, but there's a lot of pub food in Soho, so of course getting mincemeat pies and getting
the quickest thing you can get.
Yeah, basically it's either that or I'd go off to like Marks and Spencer's, because I used to have, the grocery store section, and I used to get some scones. I used to get all the little things because after working so much, I didn't want to go back to my flat and cook.
No, that's right. No. When you cook for a living, you don't want to go home and cook. Of course, it's nice, but when you're always in the kitchen, you want to get out and get people to cook for you.
Yeah, exactly. For me, the biggest thing is after working at this time, when I was working like 18 hours a day, not every day, but some days, that you didn't want to go home and then cook and make a mess and then clean it up and go right back to work.
Nice and gently. Hear that pastry, how crisp that is. This is the bit we've been waiting for. Oh, wow. My God.
Oh!
It's changed to roast turkey. This has to be the ultimate for the table. It's
That's
What
a
do you say,
masterpiece.
Vincenzo? Yeah. No, I mean, it's
James.
perfect. Perfect.
Do you see how juicy it was? Do you see the color and the juiciness?
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. No, this, I mean, when you look at it, yeah, it's perfect. For me, it's perfect. Not everyone likes it like this, but if you want to
man, I
cook it
love
like
it.
perfect, this is it.
That's the most beautiful dish I've ever seen cooked by Gordon Ramsay.
Is it?
Fantastic. I love it. So I want to even know, but such a delicate piece as well. Imagine, how to manage that. Look at the crust. You want to make sure the crust doesn't break.
No, it's very, yeah, you have to be careful with the puff pastry.
Delicate.
If not, and you break it, especially when you're serving it, it doesn't look very nice. But you can cover it up a little bit with demi. So if you have a little demi glaze, you can, and you make a little bit
You
of
put
a
some
mistake.
glue in there.
Yeah, well, just cover it up a little bit, Or put that piece on the bottom and give them 2 pieces.
But what's beautiful, it really is beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, no, it is. But in a restaurant, this could easily cost 35, 40 euros. Easily.
Easily.
It smells Christmassy. The chestnuts, the mushrooms, and that nice crisp pastry on the outside. Look at it.
Wow.
To die and go to heaven.
Yeah. Gordon, you are incredible. We need you to share more of these recipes. That was incredible. That beautiful touch of chestnut, that was sensational. I think he really took it to the next level. I don't think I've ever eaten beef Wellington with chestnuts in it. Maybe I did, but I don't think so. This is beautiful.
No, normally when you make a beef welly, you don't normally add chestnuts to it. Well, it depends on the restaurant. Maybe some restaurants do. But if you want to try this recipe at home, for sure, it's going to be delicious. You just have to take your time with it, especially if it's your first time making it.
100%.
And of course, I would highly suggest, because this is something important, that if you don't know how your oven really cooks, get a oven thermometer, a thermometer that actually stays in the oven. They're cheap, they're only like 10 euros more or less.
Yeah.
And that will tell you the true temperature of your oven.
So you make it right, yeah.
Yeah, so
I would
I
would love to do this, but I can't wait for Christmas now. I need this now. Christmas is too far away.
Yeah. Well, for me, personally speaking, I'd make this any time of year. It's not that it has to be during Christmas, but it's one of those things that it's like, wow, it's the effort they have to go into making it. Because it's not just this. If you want to make it properly, you should also do with demi glaze as well. You should make it some demi. You don't have to use it. You can have other condiments, other sauces if you want, even more mustard. But demi is a classic that goes with the beef Wellington.
I want to try to do something as well. Normally I make porchetta, and I love making porchetta. I do 3 or 4 at a time, like 4 kilos each, and I freeze it. And it's good actually for the meat too. For some reason, when I cook it, it tastes better. I'm wondering if I can freeze this. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but because the meat has been seared, I don't know. It's a bit tricky, but...
What you can do is, I haven't tried actually freezing a whole beef Wellington before cooking it. It's possible if the fillets of beef, if you're gonna make like a beef willy for 2, then it's possible, but then you have to defrost it. So what I would suggest is you can prepare the beef Wellington until the point that you add the puff pastry. So just until the point of adding, you can prepare the beef Wellington with the fillet. You can put the Parma ham, the duxelle, wrap it, and then freeze it, and then defrost it before you wrap it in the puff pastry. Just to be safe, because sometimes you can really
just realize
mess up the puff
you got the
pastry.
prosciutto there, but you got the prosciutto can be frozen, prosciutto can be freezed, so we can't do it.
Yeah, this is the thing. So
It will look, you're ruined, it will be crystallized, yeah.
yeah, because when you freeze anything, this is why when you freeze fish, especially improperly, it destroys the texture of the fish, because the water crystals expand and then it starts to shred it. So you could try it.
It's good news you can freeze it. That means this dish will never become overproduced or mass-produced. It will be something that when you find it in a restaurant, you know that it was done correctly.
Well, there are a lot of places that'll do it. It doesn't matter. They'll do it anyway.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
They won't use prosciutto, they'll use something else.
Well, they'll use something else, or even if they do use prosciutto, they'll still do it, because by the time that you have all the sauce and everything, and if you cut a strip this thin, you're not going to really notice it with everything else.
Doesn't affect,
unless you're really, it's evident that there's a problem.
Yes, yes. Interesting. James, that was good to watch. I had fun. I enjoyed watching this video. I learned a lot from Gordon, and talking to you was great to learn all the little tricks as well. So I think I'm gonna make it soon. I never challenged myself to make this, and yeah, I find it easy, to be honest. All you need is patience, good ingredients, and love. Music, a glass of wine.
Yeah, no, this is true. Well, let me know, Vincenzo, if you do make it, because, well, maybe I'll review it. But
You can come over. You come over and review it in person.
Yeah, exactly. That would be better. Fly over to Italy and see it in person. No, probably will. We could make that happen.
You're gonna come soon. We're gonna make this happen.
Yeah. No, I know. Well, it's not that difficult to get flights to Italy, so maybe.
Thank you, James, for joining this. Guys, please go and subscribe to James' channel, please. He is awesome. He makes very good, informative reaction videos. Good food. When you share the recipes, they're good, spot on. So please, the link is down below. Thank you, Chef James. I hope you had fun today.
Thank you, Vincenzo, and thank you, everybody. I had a blast, and I can't wait to see all of you again soon. Until next time, take care.
Ciao.
Bye.
E ora si mangia a Beef Wellington by Gordon Ramsay. Ciao, guys.
Bye.